Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to my channel here at Horsepower Warehouse. I want to play kind of an interesting game with you guys this morning. I have 4 cars that I'm looking at in front of me. Each are valued at roughly, give or take, $250,000, $250,000. I'm curious how you guys would spend $250,000. It sounds like a lot of money, and it's kind of easy to do these days with high-end classics and high-end new cars as well. So let's jump right into this. I want to see what your guys' opinion is on this. So as I mentioned, 4 high-end, roughly $250,000, give or take. I'm sure some are above and some are below. First up, we have this beautiful Bentley. This is a GT Continental. Obviously, it's a convertible. It has this maroon top on what looks like maybe a champagne pearl exterior. This is the V8S, so it's not the W12 version. This is the actual V8 version, but this one actually gets better reviews than the W12. If you read about these cars, this is kind of the more sought after version because in terms of a driver's car, the V8 is a lot lighter, the car handles a lot better, and it really shows. So I really like this spec. Absolutely beautiful. Two-tone leather to match the exterior, so absolutely gorgeous. For the people that are more interested in the classic side of things, and by the way, I didn't cram these cars together like this. This was done by the owner of all these, so I'm not gonna critique his work, but yeah, it's a little close for my taste, but it's getting out of here today. This Jaguar, though, is absolutely incredible as well. By the way, none of these cars are for sale, so this is all hypothetical, guys. If you do have $250,000 to spend, you're gonna have to spend it on something else because none of these are available. This car is absolutely gorgeous, just a timeless look. I really love the Le Mans badge. Le Mans, sorry, I butchered that. The interior is just as gorgeous. All of the woodwork, all of the leather work. You actually open the door by pulling this thing back. It's like a bolt action deal on a rifle. The interior is just absolutely gorgeous. All of the woodwork. This one actually has a modern audio system tucked away back there. CD player, Bluetooth, and so forth. So really, really nicely done. Here's all of the specs on this car from the Jaguar Heritage Center, in case you guys are curious. Gorgeous, gorgeous car. I love it. It smells like leather in here, like high quality, rich leather. Just in case you guys are curious, when you shut this door, it's like shutting a bank vault. I'll show you. I mean, just funk. Man, gorgeous. I don't know what the S insignia is for, but I'm sure it's significant. XK150. Unbelievable. But in case you're not into the classics, looking for something a little sportier, the new NSX, it can be outfitted with a lot of different options. This one, I believe, is absolutely loaded with everything. You can see the carbon ceramic brakes in the front, red calipers. This one has the carbon roof, which is just incredible. Carbon satin spoiler, which is also incredible. Carbon satin engine bay. So everything in this engine bay is carbon fiber. Satin carbon fiber from the factory. You can see the plaque here showing that this is number 610. In the rear, carbon satin diffuser. And you can see the big exhaust coming out of the rear here with the quad tips hiding underneath. This is a hybrid twin turbo car. So it's really interesting how it comes onto power. I've driven these before, they're incredible. One of the most underrated supercars in my opinion, just because of all the technology and all the stuff that's going on here. All of the equivalent cars, so to speak, are bringing a lot more money than these cars are, but they're still going for a pretty penny. I just jumped on eBay. I found a 2022 model was listed for I think $320, so they're bringing good money. And to wrap things up, you guys have seen this one before on my channel, the Dawn. This thing is an absolutely incredible Rolls-Royce. Suicide doors open up, you push the button to close the doors back up. You know, V12, Rolls-Royce. Absolutely an incredible car. I mean, what is there to say about a Rolls-Royce Dawn? If no one has any questions about the build quality or, you know, how luxurious is this? This is a car that's instantly recognized. So how would you guys spend your 250 grand? I don't know. Lucky for me, I don't have 250 grand to spend. So dang, I guess I don't have to worry about that decision too much right now. But personally, I don't know. I'm a drag racer. I like sporty stuff. I'd really be looking hard at that NSX. I love that Jaguar. For an investment, I mean, I don't know if any of these cars are really going to depreciate heavily. With today's market, it seems like it's kind of weird how even the newer stuff is going. The depreciation is kind of leveling off. So the Jaguar is just too beautiful though. The problem with this is you can't park it anywhere and leave it in good conscience, at least someone like me, because I'd be thinking about it constantly, and unless I had it surrounded with other cars that I owned and locked as well, I guess is the way to circumvent that concern. Let's jump back into the shop. I know towards the end of all my videos, I show you guys what we're doing with my restoration and service side. This is a really cool color combination, by the way. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time with showing too many cars on the way, but I'm a stickler for, you know, I love the classics, I appreciate them. This one is coming up for sale. We just basically did a fluid change on it and we're putting it up for sale. So did not need to receive really any restoration on my side in order to be put for sale as more of a driver car. So that one is going up for sale. The split window that I showed you guys, you can see the sold on the windshield. This thing sold in 48 hours, I believe. So the car is going incredibly quick. You can see the other one. This was the Black Beauty video, by the way, that I made. This one is not for sale yet. You can see it is waiting to go through service. So I'm going to be doing a couple little touches to that and then we will put it up. My next video, I want to show you guys my process with the 64 365 horse. You can see this week I've been doing a lot of pressure washing. Everything has kind of moved around. I personally do the pressure washing on almost every car because I'll be honest with you guys, it's a terrible job. None of my guys want to do it because there's no way to do it without coming out absolutely black and covered in grease and tar and everything else. I mean, that's putting out boiling water at 4,500 PSI, so it's not a pleasant task to say the least. So I pressure washed that one. I pressure washed that one this week. You can see we're still scraping stuff off that the pressure washer doesn't get, and then we're going to recoat the bottom, this one in the traditional German way with the correct undercoat that would have been done on the Beetles. And then you guys know my process with the C2 Corvettes. I'm excited to show you next week. We're going to tear all the interior out of this. I'm going to show you before, because I always show you guys mid or fully completed. It's cool for me to show you before I start because, you know, then you guys know how far we've come, so to speak, on the projects. So we're going to be diving into that one. Marlboro car is going to be worked on as well because Beetle is just about completed. We actually have the interior completely done on the Beetle, so just going to wrap up the underneath of it. We've already done a fluid change on it. Sorry, guys. So that one's going to be wrapped up. 65 frame off car is getting some attention this week by Sean, as is our 67 427 435 horse car. So these two are going to be coming along pretty expeditiously, if I may say so myself. We'll see how long. I'm not going to put a week number on how long to get either of these cars done, because I want them to be done to a really, really high standard. But we're coming along, to say the least. This one, I have almost everything I need. For the Weber side draft conversion, wanted to go with some aeronautical grade hardware for actually attaching the Webers, because you can get really small diameter nuts, so you can get, you know, actual hardware on it, tools to install it correctly. Everything is really tight, so I would rather spend the additional money getting the higher grade and series hardware versus you know, trying to fight it with grade 8 or grade 5 stuff. This is our Fuelie car waiting to come into the lineup. And this one is, of course, the white coupe that has had a full paint job. So it is waiting to come in, potentially to do a complete frame off restoration. It's a 66. So that's what's going on this week. I'm kind of curious how you guys would spend $250,000. I mean, it's a ton of money, but it's really easy to do these days on high-end cars. So what would you guys pick amongst the four? I'm curious to see what my people think. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please consider doing so. Until next time, take care. Satin carbon is so nice.